Today I wanted to share with you some tips on how to use organic, raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar with the mother. So these are a few things that I've been using over the years to help my skin, as well as my feet, and as well as my hair. With these remedies that I use, I also work them into the new moon. So for those of you that just have no interest at all in magic, you can still work with this, and you can also try working it with the moon. I mean, working with the moon doesn't necessarily mean that you believe in magic. I know a lot of people, they are, in love with astrology, and they love doing certain things during the full moon and the new moon and the dark moon, and they have absolutely no beliefs in the concept of magic or any spiritual beliefs at all when it comes to that. They apply their own beliefs, and they just like working with the moon and whatever else that comes along with it. So first thing that I want to share with you is what I do with the raw apple cider. It's best to use the raw apple cider for these recipes that I'm going to give you. And first one I'm going to give you is your hair. So I wash my hair about every 2 to 3 weeks, and I cut my hair, the tips of it, during the waxing moon. And the reason I do that is for growth. The waxing moon brings things to you, and it helps you with bringing things closer as far as money and fertility and prosperity and wealth, opening your roads. So it's also a good time and a perfect phase to cut your hair during the new moon. So during the new moon, the phase after that for the moon is the waxing moon. So during that stage, I mix up 4 ounces of apple cider. Then I mix up 4 ounces of extra virgin olive oil mayonnaise. And then I use 1 organic egg. I mix everything up, and I let it sit for about 2 days in the refrigerator. So after sitting 2 days in the refrigerator, then what I do is I apply it to my hair. I apply it to my hair, and I sit underneath the hair dryer for about maybe like 7 minutes, maybe 7 to 10 minutes. Then after that, I comb through my hair and I clip the tips. And I clip the tips mainly because it helps my hair to grow thicker and longer during this phase that I'm going to be going through, dealing with my hair, whatever I'm going to be doing with my hair for the time being. I will clip it during that phase, and you will see how long your hair starts to grow if you start following certain phases of the moon. I'm just giving you what works for me and along what works for others. Now, if you do it during the waning moon, what I have realized is things stop. Your hair doesn't grow as much, your nails don't grow as much, but maybe it may be because I have such strong beliefs in working with the moon and being very spiritual. So maybe it's just what I notice, but I would urge a lot of you to try it and see how your hair starts to grow, even your nails. Cut your hair, the tips of it. You're just gonna get you're gonna trim it, and you're gonna cut the tips of it during that time phase. You're gonna comb it out, cut the tips, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna wash it out with warm water. And I also use this because I blow dry my hair a lot within the whole year, the heat damage. So it's good to repair those split tips and to repair the damage that goes onto your hair, especially during the summertime if you go to the beach a lot. So I find myself doing this remedy sometimes 2 times a month, and I don't color my hair anymore, so I keep that chemical out of my hair. Now, for those of you that want to do a big chop to your hair, what I recommend you do is you're going to do the same thing. You're going to add this to your hair, and what you're going to do every single day during the waxing moon, you're going to cut off. Don't cut everything off during the new moon. You cut off a little bit in increments every single day, depending on how much hair you want to cut off. So every day, so you have 15 days between that phase to cut your hair off. Every day you go shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. Not only will this remedy help you treat your hair, but working with the waxing moon, you'll see how long it takes for your hair to actually start sprouting back up. And for those of you ladies that want to go back natural, a remedy that I've been doing for a really long time, what I do is I take the pulp of the aloe, the aloe plant, mix it in with a deep conditioner that you have, and you sit it on your hair, mix it in together. You can let it, if you can let it sit for at least 24 hours, that's good. And then what you're going to do after that, you're going to place it on your hair. And what happens, the aloe vera plant dries out the chemicals in your hair. So if you want to go back natural, if you want to, you know, even if for you ladies that want to do the dreadlocks as well, if you want to dread your hair up, this is a good blend to add into your hair. So you mix both of those together, and you can do the same chop, the same cut. If you don't want your hair to grow as long, now what you're going to do is you will cut your hair, but during the waning moon. So things won't really move forward too much. Things will be actually moving backwards. As far as the way the waning moon works, it repels, it sends things back, it reverses, it removes, it uncrosses. So for you to cut your hair during that stage, your hair will take longer to grow back. And I know a lot of ladies do not like long hair, so that may be a better phase for you to cut your hair during, so your hair wouldn't grow back as much. So those are two ways that I explained to you. So those are two ways that you can help with your hair this year. You know, I know a lot of women, they're looking for different natural remedies, and I find this to be a really good remedy. Now, the second thing I want to talk to you about is for skin. What I do is, my face is like a peel, a natural peel. I take the inside, the pulp of the aloe vera, and then I add half of, well, actually you could do half, you could do 1 teaspoon, or you could add half of a teaspoon. This is a teaspoon right here. This is a teaspoon, and this is a tablespoon. So I add one of these with the pulp. What I do, I mix it in jars. So I'll take probably a jar that looks like this, a bowl that looks like this, a plastic bowl, and I'll cut half of an aloe vera, and I'll rake out some and put in one and close it. And the one that I'm going to use, I put in another container, and then I'll put 1 teaspoon of olive oil, and I'll place that in there, and I'll mix it up. I'll mix it up, and every night for a whole week, I place it onto my face. Now, I do not recommend you doing this for like doing this and just placing it on, you know, like if you have really bad breakout, or if you have like bad acne, because the aloe vera is going to burn your face. And to calm it down a bit, you'll add in the olive oil. And I know a lot of West Indian women most likely know this recipe. They've been doing it. This is something my mother showed me how to do, you know. And from having growing aloe vera, you know, all over our house, is, you know, the plant is always available. So why not make use of it? So my mother would mix it up, and she would, you know, put it on her skin, and her skin is beautiful. And I also been doing the same thing for maybe about the past 6 months, because what I was doing was putting the plant on my face, and then I would mix it in with a moisturizer for my face, which actually worked for me. But what I started doing, which actually gave me better results in clearing up my skin and blemishes, and even for some of you that have dark spots, you can mix that up, and you'll mix it in a container, and every night you place it on your skin for 7 days. Now, it'll create a sheer looking, shiny look on your face. I call it a peel, but it doesn't actually peel off your face, but I like the way that my skin starts to look once I put this on my face. I feel like an extra layer of skin is removed, and it helps my skin feel actually softer at night. And I also, after I wash my face off with some warm water, what I do use is a moisturizer on top of that. And that actually helps too as well. Okay, so, and the last thing that I want to tell you ladies about, which I've been doing for a very long time, because, you know, I like making scrubs. I have all types of scrubs, is a feet scrub that you ladies can do. Because what I realized in the summertime, a lot of ladies, they're not really taking care of their feet as they should. You know, you go to the salon and you get your feet done, but then you have a lot of damage and dead skin, you know, in the back of your feet. A very natural way for you to help cure these feet that look like they've been running through Jurassic Park is to create a scrub to not only get rid of that dry skin, but to help you to soften up the skin, as well as the toenails. The toenails are very important because, you know, a lot of women out there, they'll have the feet, you know, looking really nice and soft, and then the toenails look really, you know, like claws that will grab into you. And I personally don't think that it looks well to have toenails 3 and 4 inches long. I mean, to each its own, but I'm going to give you guys a recipe that I've been using for a very long time. Okay, so what you're going to use is you're going to need 4 ounces of sea salt. You're going to need coarse, and you're going to also need fine sea salt as well. What you're also going to need, this bottle right here is 4 ounces. So depending on how big that basin is that you're going to be using, you can use you could use actually 1 bottle of this, or you can use 2 bottles of apple. You're going to pour apple cider vinegar inside of here, and then you're going to mix it in with that sea salt, and then you're going to also take olive oil and you're going to mix it in slowly until it's still, the salt still has its shape and form. It hasn't melted down too much, it hasn't gotten too soft, and it's going to keep its same form. Once you have made kind of like it's going to start looking like a scrub. If you mix it up really well, you'll start seeing that it has a consistency of a scrub. So this is my brown sugar scrub. It should keep its same form. That's what you want the salts to look like once you mix it together. So you can go to the supermarket and you could get a sea salt coarse and 1 sea salt fine, and then you're going to add in your 4 ounces of apple cider vinegar slowly, along with at least I say 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil, slowly, and mix that in. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put your feet inside of the basin pan, and then you're going to put that scrub on your feet, and you're going to scrub it, you know, for at least 2 to 3 minutes, scrubbing off all that dead skin and everything in there. Then what you're going to do is you're going to pour some warm water over that mix after you have scrubbed your feet, and you're going to let them soak for at least 20 minutes. After you have done that for 20 minutes, now you need a brush for your feet to scrub them with, because first you're going to use your hands, and the second time you need a brush, and you're going to scrub your feet after that for at least a minute, all inside, all outside, all over, in between the toes and everything, and you're going to scrub it. Then you're going to wash that off. What I recommend you to do is to not put any kind of fragrant lotions on your feet. And you could do this once a week. You could do this twice a week. It's not going to cost you much. Salt is about $2, buying 2, $1 each. And then you could just buy, you know, olive oil. It doesn't matter what olive oil you use. You could buy a big bottle of olive oil for like $6, $7. And that'll last you through a few batches. You can do this every single week if you want to. And a bottle of this is like $6, $7. And this should last you. This should last you at least 2 months. So you're going to be making a foot remedy for yourself under $20. And it really helps your feet. And I highly recommend you ladies do this, because walking around in the summertime with your feet looking wrong is not good at all. But, you know, some people, they don't care what their feet look like. I honestly care what my feet look like. And I just really wanted to share with you my tips that you ladies can use for the spring and the summer. And I really hope that you put this to use. So, of course, like, subscribe, and stay blessed.